Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show, episode 402. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212. I'm with Connor. What's up, Connor?
Shit.
What's up, Dart Cinema?
What's up?
All right, so what do we have, David? What do you got?
Well, Fantastic Four is bombing.
Yeah, really bad.
Fox barely thinks they can make a return on investment with this thing. They put, what was it, 120 million into this?
Yes, and you know what? Just for the people out there that don't know, while the Fantastic Four are owned by was created and owned by Marvel Comics, Marvel does not have the rights to do this movie. This is not a Marvel Comics cinematic universe Fantastic Four. This is belonging to 20th Century Fox. So this is not Marvel, guys. All right, this is 20th Century Fox. And as I predicted, we all predicted, this movie was going to tank. Even, like Michael B. Jordan had expected, that people would accept. I mean, it didn't just bomb because they turned the Human Torch African American. It bombed for so many different reasons. But the fans spoke out. The fans rebelled. And I'm glad, actually. I didn't go see it, but I'm not going to go see it because you have to take a stand somewhere, and you got to fight for what you believe in, okay? I'm tired of them destroying the history of the Fantastic Four and making it into something completely different. I won't stand for it. I won't go see it. I'll still get the Fantastic Four comics because they're by Marvel Comics, but I want them to give up the rights to Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is Marvel's first family. Fantastic Four made them tons of money to continue on as Marvel Comics, so Marvel should get it back, hopefully, and then make movies, and they'll be able to make movies the right way. Everybody was posting on Facebook today, comic book owners, everything, supporting the comic Fantastic Four, but pooping on the movie because the movie was crap, okay? So just make no mistake, while I am a huge Fantastic Four fan, and I got like hundreds and hundreds of comics of Fantastic Four, I do not approve of this movie. That is not a Marvel-Disney collaboration. This is 20th Century Fox. At 20th Century Fox, Josh Trank blew it, making this unrecognizable. Okay? They ruined every character there is, and the casting, and nothing against the people who are the actors, but they are not equipped to be in this movie. They should not have the honor of being these characters. So,
here's the thing. Yeah. This movie has already had controversy already because the day before this film released, Josh Trank went on Twitter and said, I had a vision for this film. It was fantastic.
He's like, you'll never see the fantastic version that I had. That's baloney.
Because here's the thing. He's putting the entire blame on Fox.
It is.
When there have been reports from behind the scenes that if Trank ever got onto the set at all to direct, he became intoxicated, he was a dick to all the cast and the crew, he ruined over $5,000 worth of sets.
They bought him a house, or they put him up in a house, he destroyed the house, I heard. And not only that, they were trying to protect him, the movie company, because they don't want to embarrass him. Like they wanted to be cool about it. But this guy had bashed the movie. First of all, how do you bash your own movie?
Well, apparently,
don't you have an ego where you can't say, yeah, I kind of put out a shitty movie? Why is it how could it be the movie companies if why don't you just not do the movie then if you think it's going to be crap? Why do you continue on? Supposedly they fired him before the movie was finished, and they tried to fix it, and they screwed it up too. So, regardless of whatever it would have been, the movie still probably... I'm going to see it eventually on, Blu-ray or something, whatever, or a DVD rental on the, when it gets onto Fios, but I won't give them my money to go see the movie. Not at all.
Neither will I.
You got to take a stand, man, and I'm definitely taking a stand.
Now, here's the thing. This is very interesting because a lot of people are saying this would be a great time to go for the rights to go back to Marvel, and I couldn't agree more because Fox is currently trying to negotiate a deal to get an X-Men TV series. Now,
yeah, we talked about that the other day on the Everything Show. Here's
the thing. Fox didn't know it, but they had Marvel by the balls at one point with the Fantastic Four rights, because you had 3 Avengers level villains that you, at least to my knowledge, that you could have used right from the get-go if they had the rights. There was Kang the Conqueror, Galactus, and Doctor Doom. All 3 of those have been proven to be good Avengers villains, and you can't use that when Fox has it.
Right.
Now Fox is desperate. They lost money with Fantastic Four.
Well, wait, before we go to that, how about the X-Men camp in 20th Century Fox crapped on Fantastic Four as it was released, and they saw it was making crap, and they said, "Excuse me, there is no X-Men Fantastic Four crossover.
Well, that was never
Fantastic Four is in a separate universe, and first of all, Brian, they don't want to have any of that connected with the X-Men. They don't want Fantastic Four to ruin the X-Men. There will be no Fantastic Four 2, so forget about that."
Yeah, I think that in the event something happens, which is highly unlikely, because I still think that they will never touch the Fantastic Four again after that.
Done. You want the X-Men TV series to be made, give them Fantastic Four, because Marvel's not going to allow it. First of all, this is what Marvel's going to ask for. Marvel's going to ask for X-Men versus Avengers, Hugh Jackman returning as the final appearance of Wolverine, like they suggested a while ago. He will return as Wolverine for that movie. Okay? So Marvel, in order for them to give them the right to do a TV series, they're going to want X-Men vs. Avengers, where they have control over that. Fox makes money.
I don't agree with that, because here's the thing.
And they want Fantastic Four rights completely.
Okay, I don't agree with the X-Men versus Avengers, because number one, how are you going to do that unless you open up a dimensional rift between the X-Men universe and the Avengers universe? Otherwise, what have the X-Men been doing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? There is literally no explanation for that. So
they will be able to fix it.
It could be that something like feedback from the Infinity Gauntlet would cause a dimensional portal between the X-Men universe and the MCU. Now that would work. But as far as the Fantastic Four is concerned, I think Marvel will get the rights back, but they will not use the team. Because...
No, that's not true.
Hold on.
Don't do it.
Hear me out. Because of the poor negative reception that this team has gotten over the past 3 films, Marvel's going to want to make the smart choice and do not use the Fantastic Four for at least a decade.
I don't agree with that.
For at least a decade.
No way. No friggin' way. They will put out a Fantastic Four movie, like, within 5 years.
No, Absolutely. They won't, because here's the thing. What they'll do instead is once Thanos is done after Infinity War, and they're going to need new villains, they're going to use Doctor Doom, who is a great Avengers villain. I actually like him more as an Avengers villain than I do as a freaking...
Dr. Doom is Fantastic Four's villain.
Galactus and the Silver Surfer will work amazingly well with the Avengers. And Kang the Conqueror. Now, I want Kang the Conqueror. And actually, hold on. You keep talking, because I will be right back, and I will show you why.
Okay, well, first of all, one, there is a slot or two that they could put in a movie within this Phase 3. They said it already, in case Ant-Man was a success, in case they want to make a sequel to something else, like Iron Man 4. There are 2 spots that they could possibly stick it in. I think if we could get the deal done soon, Fantastic Four will be one of those movies for a slot.
You want to know the reason? This is the reason.
Mm-hmm.
What you're looking at right here is Avengers, the Children's Crusade. This right here is my favorite Marvel comic that was ever made. Seriously, right now I'm still looking for the initial run of the Young Avengers. This is when they're actually looking for the Scarlet Witch after the events of M-Day. And she's actually going to marry Victor Von Doom because she has no memory of who she was, of her powers of the Scarlet Witch, and basically Doom engineered. Basically, he was pulling the strings so that M-Day would occur, I believe. And the Young Avengers, though, with Kang the Conqueror being added, the Young Avengers can actually be made into a film. Because we did see Cassie Lang, who I believe is right... Let me see. There she is. Right there. That's Cassie Lang. And that way we can actually have the Young Avengers in this. This is pretty much one of the best Avenger stories I've ever read, and it's hands down my favorite. Plus, new generation, young team. That's, I think, the one thing that the MCU needs. We can have a younger team. Or either make a MCU show based off of those guys. Because we do have DC with the Teen Titans show coming up.
Yeah.
So, if you want to match up against DC with Teen Titans, make Young Avengers. Because I will tell you, that team's got a cult following.
What do you mean DC with Teen Titans? DC is Teen Titans.
Yes, DC has Teen Titans. They're making a live-action show.
Right.
If Marvel wants to compete with DC on the television, because right now...
First of all, Marvel already has success with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, and Daredevil. So
Daredevil is Netflix. I count Daredevil and the Netflix series separate.
There is no competition.
I'm talking public TV.
Right? I know, but there is really no... It's separate. First of all, they're not interfering with each other because they're doing well. First of all, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't even a superhero show, and it's from Marvel, and it's doing well. And Agent Carter isn't even a superhero show, and it's doing amazing. Just imagine if they had a... Just imagine if they had a superhero show like Daredevil on regular TV. Do phenomenal.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was struggling until they brought the Inhumans in.
It's still up to 3 seasons.
Hold on. I'm not doubting where it's going now. With what they're doing with the Inhumans is very smart. But they weren't doing well until they brought in the Inhumans. Now let's look at DC. You have probably one of the best first seasons of a show, of a superhero show ever with The Flash. And to say that The Flash, it pales in comparison to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or Agents of
I didn't compare it. I'm just saying that...
Well, no, because the thing is, Marvel owns the big screen. DC right now, with Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Titans, Titans
ain't out yet.
Well, Titans ain't out, but Flash and Arrow are more than a match against the one regular long series show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But why don't we count Netflix? Netflix is technically Constantine was a DC thing, and that got canceled. Okay? Yeah. So none of Marvel's shows got canceled yet, though.
Yeah, that's the key word.
But still, you still got a cancellation as a DC show. Marvel didn't have that yet. So, we're not really comparing, but again,
I'm just saying,
it doesn't really hold anything because Marvel is going to be flooding the market with Netflix, which is the future, okay? The regular channel things, all the popular things, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Bates Motel, American Horror Story, Scream, they're not on regular TV. They're on MTV, they're on AMC, whatever. Marvel's doing the smart thing and putting it on Netflix. Okay? If they wanted to do it on regular TV, I honestly think that they would do a better job.
Well, my whole point is, I had to take my mask off, and I'm not turning it on again, because, God, stuffy. Anyway, my point is that right now, when we're looking at regular TV, which I am not counting Netflix at the moment, yes, Constantine got canceled, but look at the people who are watching Arrow and The Flash, greatly outnumbers the people who are watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter. And as far as character development goes, Flash did a better job. And I will fully admit, Arrow Season 3 wasn't as good as Season 2. I felt it left a little to be desired as far as the character development department. And Felicity crying every single episode. God damn, that was annoying. But my point is, when you look at what the people like, DC's shows are doing better. That's not saying that the Marvel shows are utter crap. I'm not saying that. My point is that the DC shows are more successful. The Marvel shows, while good, are not up to that level yet. Now, as far as Netflix goes, yes, Marvel owns the market. Yes, Daredevil was fantastic. Jessica Jones looks like it's going to be great. But right now, until DC gets on that, yes, Marvel owns Netflix pretty much.
Maybe it's just because I'm a Marvel guy.
Maybe
And
it is, because I'm both
maybe it's
Marvel
because
and
I've always felt Marvel was better. Maybe it's because Marvel defeated DC in the comics. Maybe I feel, that we've had Flash get canceled before when it was the series that I used to watch when John Wesley Shipp and other things. But I tend to believe that right now I don't count Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter as a superhero competition for Arrow and Flash, but when Marvel does have a superhero show to go up against Arrow and Flash, I do believe that it will annihilate Arrow and Flash. And that's maybe because I'm a Marvel guy.
as the Flash season 1 was any indication, I will strongly.
We'll have to find out. We will find out.
Well, okay. Anyway.
Now let's go to Spider-Man news.
Spider-Man now. The rumored villain is Kraven the Hunter. Cast Gerard Butler as Kraven. Sorry.
We had talked about this on many casts that, I said it should be Kraven, Mysterio, or Chameleon in one movie if you had to have a couple villains. If not, Kraven is a logical choice. But the only problem is that I have a problem because I'm loyal to the comic, and I don't like to see things like, I don't know if I would want to see Kraven go after like a 15-year-old kid. I mean, that I may have a problem with that. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I think that I don't really want them to focus on Spider-Man, the first Avenger, because you're promoting him as an Avenger. Like, I think he needs to be promoted as Spider-Man. And stay with the history. And I understand he's going to be part of the Avengers, but that should not be in the title in any way, shape, or form. I'm really pissed about that because you have to establish a universe of Spider-Man within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and all I'm getting is, Avenger this, Avenger that, of Spider-Man. I want his villains to be established. I want an origin to be established.
We don't need the origin to be established because everyone knows his origin.
Well, the thing is that we do need to have certain things in it. Like, my question is, well, all right, does he shoot webs from his hands, or does he have web shooters?
This one's going to be loyal to the comics. They're going to have the actual web shooters.
Okay.
They said, Kevin Feige said that was the one thing that the Amazing Spider-Man franchise did right, was that they gave him the mechanical web shooters.
Well, but he has to invent them, not that it's Oscorp.
No. Look, the web fluid, the webbing, yes, was made by Oscorp, but the actual web shooters were made by him.
Yeah, but in the comics he invented everything. So that's what I want to see. He uses his brain and he invents it. Now, besides that, he has to be the wisecracking wall crawler that we love. He has to work for the Daily Bugle, maybe as an intern or whatever, in high school. You have to establish the burglar kills Uncle Ben, not necessarily who killed Uncle Ben nonsense or who's behind the burglar. I don't like that. I don't want to see anything about the parents. But technically, they all got it wrong because technically the parents were like James Bond type spies. Not that his father was a scientist, his father invented. No. His parents were like spies, okay? And they went missing, believed to be dead or whatever. So, I don't want a real main focus on his parents. I don't want a main focus on, Oscorp. I don't want Oscorp to be the main thing of Spider-Man, okay? Because that's where they failed the last time, all right? Each villain is their own origin, all right? It's very rare that these people are tied to Oscorp in any way, if you look at the comics. So that's what I have to say. Oscorp, yes, while Green Goblin was the #1 villain of all time, Doc Ock was like #2, but we need to have Oscorp not be behind all these villains coming into play, because that's what pissed everybody off before. So.
Well, I'm going to read what the article says.
Yes.
So, Marvel comic book readers and movie fans alike have been waiting to hear more updates about the reported new Spider-Man movie and its cast. Well, rumor has it that Spider-Man's new villain will be Kraven the Hunter. According to Heroic Hollywood, the reports all started when Sony's vice president of creative affairs, Karen Moy, who also runs Sony's story department for 20 years, had reportedly acquired Kraven's Last Hunt trade paperback on Amazon. Seriously, who just finds out that these people ordered this? Why would the head of the story department buy a trade paperback about one of Spider-Man's greatest foes for anything other than research purposes, the source asked. It was also rumored that she had previously shopped books for her ex-boss, Amy Pascal. While there might be a great possibility that Kraven will be the next baddie, Cinema Blend thinks the other way. Well, for starters, hiring Tom Holland and going after a younger Spider-Man, we're accepting the fact that the hero isn't established yet. He's still finding his way as a crime fighter, so how would Kraven know about him? Why would hunting and capturing this version of Spider-Man be any sort of prize for the famed Hunter? So far, Marvel's kept mum about this new Spider-Man movie, so fans will just have to wait until a next update drops. In the meantime, here's a brief description about Kraven the Hunter from Heroic Hollywood. In the comics, Kraven the Hunter is the world's greatest big game hunter. Kraven believes that capturing and killing Spider-Man would cement his place in history. He doesn't use weapons, but has superhuman strength, agility, and senses that allow him to take down any prey with just his bare hands. So, yeah, I just want someone that makes Spider-Man think. I don't care if it's Mysterio, I don't care if it's Kraven. I just want someone who can make Peter think.
Right. Okay.
But, anyway, that's all I gotta say on the matter.
It would be nice if they could just, if they can make a challenge for Spidey. But we shall see. All right. Con, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Any news on James Bond or anything? You hear anything?
No, there's something on Game of Thrones, though.
What do you got?
David Bradley confirmed that Walder Frey will be returning in Season 6.
I heard that.
Wow.
And we haven't seen him since the Red Wedding, so it'll be
Let's hope
interesting.
he's not hosting any more weddings.
Yeah, I know. Isn't there supposed to be another wedding coming up?
I don't know how the books go.
Okay.
Just call it the White Wedding and cross fingers.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to be out for now. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye for now.